Right, everyone, welcome to another stream. Today we're going to talk about what the outputs of, Mourinho's final decision by the Italian Football Association of referees. And we're going to discuss what they decided to do with Mourinho. And also, I want to discuss something which I think is more an interesting thing rather than a news, if you see what I mean. And we'll get to that in a bit. But before we get into this live stream, smash the like button, subscribe if you haven't already. And basically, now, Mourinho, this afternoon, the Italian Football Association met, obviously, to discuss how many matches Mourinho should be suspended with and what to do, what other punishments, we can call them in a way, to give to Mourinho. And what they've concluded is that Mourinho will be suspended for the next 2 matches in the Serie A, La Spezia on Sunday and Atalanta next, and will also need to pay 20,000 euros to the Italian Football Association, to the Serie A. Now, I mean, does it really change that much? That's the thing. The real question is, does it change much? Is it fair? These are all the questions we gotta ask ourselves. And the main question, if you haven't understood why Mourinho got suspended, is because obviously he got a red card against Verona, and the reason behind that red card is that Mourinho went like that to the referee. Now, what that meant is basically Juventus, what Mourinho said, going like that to the referee is, Juventus sent you here. Juventus called you. You know how much we all know how much Mourinho hates Juventus since he was an Inter Milan coach. He's got Juventus over here. He absolutely detests Juventus. It's probably the team he hates the most, if you ask me. And obviously Juventus has been linked with referees before. So that gesture which Mourinho did, and what Mourinho said was to the referee, Juventus sent you here. That's the message Mourinho said. Now, obviously, that wasn't the only reason why he got a red card, because if there's that image of Mourinho kicking the ball away into the stands, and just in general, a very frustrated and nervous Mourinho. That's what we saw over the course of the Verona match. And to be honest with you, he had to be nervous because once again, and I'm going to stress this enough because people need to understand this. How is it possible that we had to rely on 2 academy players to at least get a point from that match? That's the thing, So, the most important thing out of that match is obviously not Mourinho getting a red card. The most important thing coming out of that match is a big question in Thiago Pinto's mind, in Mourinho's mind, in Pellegrini's mind, who's the captain of this team. And this question is, how in a bloody earth is it possible that if Mourinho hadn't subbed in 2 academy players, we would have lost that match? How is it possible that 11 of our starting players who earn a lot of money per week, who earn a lot of money per month, who earn a lot of money per year, just sleep and don't have a reaction if they can see? That's the most important thing to acknowledge from Verona's match. Now, obviously, you're probably going to ask yourself, how will this red card influence the next performances? Is this red card, is this 2-match suspension, is this $20,000 Mourinho needs to pay unfair? If you ask me, it's, at the end of the day, he's not playing. He is the manager, right? So it doesn't give that much of a difference to the next matches. But there is only one difference, which, I think we will see. And this difference is possibly the real thing is, this thing is not the end of the world, right? It's obviously bad. It's not the end of the world. But the bad thing is that this thing had to happen right now. Now, we can all agree that right now we are living the hardest moment definitely of the season, and probably there's a kid shouting down on the street. Pleasure to you, my friend. Right, so the gutting thing is that this thing happened right now, and we are living one of the toughest moments of the season, the toughest moment of the season, and one of the toughest moments in the last 3 months, in the last 3 years, I'd say. 2 years, So having Mourinho off from the bench means that he needs to spend extra time with his players in training sessions, because what will be what will be a bad factor of this thing is that we won't have Mourinho sitting on the bench. And you might ask me, yeah, okay, but his assistant can sit on the bench. Surely Mourinho will contact him and tell him the directions. That's not the thing. Because yes, Mourinho will sit in the stands, will have his earphones, just like in the match against Cagliari, where he was suspended. He had his earphones, and he continuously gave directions to the manager. That is not the thing. The thing which we will lack is having a personality like Mourinho sitting on the bench. And basically, we got the entire meaning of Mourinho in the match against Verona. He was more active than Smalling in defence. He was more active than Tammy Abraham in attack. He was more active in that match than Felix in attack. So, especially in these tough times, something which will be different to the players is someone sitting on the bench going, talking to Mourinho going, yeah, you go there. Maybe you two switch and you go in attack. And another thing is having someone sitting on the bench going like that, running around, kicking the ball away, complaining with the referee, complaining with the opponents. It does give a change to the mentality of these players. And I'm saying it could not have happened in a worst way, because right now, if we can all agree that mentality is what we're getting wrong, Yes, our play is not great. Yes, we don't have champions and talents in our team. But, at the start of the season we were winning matches, I think right now the most delicate part is our mentality. And not having Mourinho sitting on the bench for 2 matches, and one of these 2 matches is against Atalanta, and another one of these 2 matches is against the team who's fighting for relegation away. It's gonna be a tough match. And these are all matches, none of the matches this season, or matches, which we can go, oh yeah, I'm getting the 3 points tomorrow. That's nowhere near what we need to do. Because even if we do that, we end up losing points. There is never a match with this club where you can go, oh yeah, I am winning tomorrow. Unlike Liverpool, who played against Norwich, even when Norwich got the lead this weekend, there were still fans, myself going, oh yeah, Liverpool are going to win this. There are people 24 hours before games which can go, yes, I'm winning tomorrow. We can't do that, because the amount of points wasted has affected every single part of these players. Their personality, their leadership. Pellegrini's not the same player as the start of the season. Their mentality. And this will be affected more if they don't have a manager sitting on the bench, which will basically push them to want further, wants more. Mourinho always wants more. Mourinho's aggressive. Mourinho is, you've seen the match against Verona. I don't need an explanation. That is something which I think will be missed. Now, once again, it's not going to be the end of the world, right? Because at the end of the day, the manager he's not playing. He can still give directions to his vice with headphones on, that's not the thing. That's not the point. The thing which the players will lack, however, is having Mourinho in front of them, 1 meter from them, giving them directions, because that has a change to the mentality. Now, I want to talk about something else, which is more of a discussion, right? It's not a topic, but I want you guys out there to be involved in this as well. I have a big question, which, I think is a very interesting question. Because once again, it links back to the match against Verona, where 2 academy team players got subbed in, and 2 academy players decided the match for Roma. Now, the real question is, do we continue with this style? Now, I'm not just saying to continue starting or playing or subbing academy players in for the rest of the season. Because after the match against Verona, that is definitely something Mourinho will do. Trust me, look at me now. Against La Spezia on Sunday, Volpato and Bovey are going to start. So, but I'm saying, what I'm asking myself is, could we have the possibilities of looking wide at our future? And I'm not, once again, I'm not talking about the future, the next week, next month. I'm starting to talk about 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. Do we, are we gonna try and build an academy style team? Because in these last years, I'd say, the players have been the same. We've wasted useless money, not just this season. We've wasted useless money last season. We've wasted useless money 2 years ago. The only real year where I think we haven't wasted money was the year we got in a Champions League semi-final. And it was when we had Sabatini sitting as a director. When Sabatini left, from Monchi to Thiago Pinto, the amount of money we've spent to buy useless players, which some of them are even, off. I can give you a list, just to put things into practice. I can give you a massive list of the players. Let's start with this season. Vigna. These are all under Thiago Pinto. Vigna, Shomurodov, who else? Maitland-Niles, I think, is a waste of money, to be honest with you. Oliveira's not. I think Oliveira's... Yes, he had a bad match against last weekend, but I think overall he's a great player. Maitland-Niles, however, on the other hand, it was a waste of money. And that's, under Thiago Pinto. Then we've had absolutely terrible. With Monchi, we bought Doumbia, we bought Ibarbo, all of these players, which if you put all the prices together, I genuinely think we could have reached at least 150 million euros. The real question is, speaking to the wide future, 2 years from here, to 3 years from here, can we really start to build an academy an academy player-based team? That's what I'm saying. Can we potentially build a project like Ajax? Can we potentially build a project like Benfica? Can we potentially build a project like Barcelona are gonna do? As we discussed yesterday, Barcelona's cycle is over. They're restarting a new cycle. And this cycle obviously consists of using young players. Pedri, Gavi, Nico Gonzalez, Araujo in defense, Mingueza. Barcelona are starting a new cycle. Lately, I think that Barcelona this season, I think, yes, they're not that great. They're out of the Champions League, but they need to rebuild everything, so it will take time. My question is, instead of wasting vast amounts of money on these players, couldn't we potentially start a project where we keep the best experienced players? I'm not saying to absolutely sell everyone, because that wouldn't work. But my opinion is to keep maybe 3-4 good players like Pellegrini, Spinazzola, Zaniolo, Tammy, and then the rest of the players we bring on from the academy team. Because we have got a very good academy team. And it's not just a Roma fan saying this. The academy team of Roma are leading the youth Serie A by 10 points. It's the statistics which prove that the academy team of Roma is the best in Italy. It's statistics which prove that the academy team of Roma managed to reach a very good position in the Youth Champions League a couple of years ago. And the manager they have, which is De Rossi's father, is a very good and interesting manager. And I think he and Mourinho should start to collaborate more. Because trust me, there are gonna be hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of academy players which are better than most of the starting players in this team. And once again, I'm gonna say it out loud. It's not just me saying, oh yeah, we have a great academy team. It's the statistics which say this. It's the statistics which prove that we have got one of the best academy clubs in Europe, right? So why can't we? I'm sure it's going to be better. I'm convinced that we'll have better outputs than wasting at least £50 million every season. If we start accumulating money, avoid spending money on useless players, and fill the gaps which were needed with academy players, then we can, accumulate and generate a lot of money, which if we then need experienced top players, we can buy them. Ajax is absolutely rocking it. Ajax is, yes, okay, you might think, oh yeah, they're first in the Eredivisie, who gives an absolute S about the Eredivisie. Yes, I agree with you. Ajax is totally the best team, but Ajax, it's now 5 years that I'm not saying they're dominating in the Champions League, but they're reaching very good positions. A few years back, they reached the semi-final, which they were about to win if it wasn't for that Lucas Moura magic. And Ajax, they don't have a player which stands out right now. Ajax are playing tomorrow, look at their team. They don't have, oh yeah, they've got a sort of, Lewandowski player who can score every single goal. They've got players which are not worth millions and millions of pounds, but collaborate well together, know each other. And something else, which, trust me, is necessary, is language. Now, you might say, oh my god, you were an absolute bullshitter. Yeah, you might think that, but language is extremely important. Have you ever asked yourself what language, for example, imagine, I want you to picture this situation, right? Imagine English wasn't a universal language. What language would Roma speak in the changing room? When we have got a Brazilian player, a French player, a Spanish player, an Italian player, an English player, a Portuguese, have you ever, just imagine if English wasn't a universal language. And I bet you some of the players in our team, like the Italian guys, don't know English as much. I think it plays a big part. It plays a big part when it comes to the communication of the team. Ajax, 77% of their team is from the Netherlands. They communicate well together. Something which is totally disastrous in their team is the communication. It's absolutely atrocious. So yes, it might be absolutely ridiculous what I'm saying, but it definitely plays a big part. Just picture a situation in which English wasn't a universal language. What language would Roma speak in the changing room? And it's all of these questions which then link back to why we're so bad at communicating, why we're so bad when they're chemistry and stuff, So I am not saying, oh yeah, from next season, absolutely fire every single player, grow the academy team, and that's not what I'm saying. I'm not even, this is just my opinion, my idea, my potential plan. I'm not the manager, I can't do anything about it. But what I would like to see more in this team is Mourinho and De Rossi, not De Rossi, the AS Roma captain, his father, which is the academy team manager, collaborating more. Because I think it will have and it will bring very much deserved outputs. Because our academy team, as I said before, is one of the best in Europe. And it's just not me saying this, it's the statistics which prove it. So lads and lasses, I hope you enjoyed this live stream. Smash the like button if you haven't already, and subscribe if you're new as well. Get this number to 3,000 subscribers as fast as possible. I just wanted to say that I will be taking a 2/3 day break. I'll be back on Sunday for the live watch along. I'm going skiing, so I'll film some videos for my second channel, and this is a good chance to subscribe to it. The link is in the description below. All about travel, so I'll be taking a break. A few days, it won't be long. I'll be back on Sunday for the live watch along against La Spezia. I mean, if the connection is good, then you'll see some live streams, but the connection where you normally go is very, very bad. So if it doesn't work, I'll take a break. If it does work, then don't pop up. There might be live streams. And so yeah, I just wanted to announce that I'll be back on Sunday for the live watch along against La Spezia. And then, we're getting in the most juiciest part of the season, if you ask me. Europa Conference League is back. Derby is basically one step away. And, we're coming towards the conclusive part of the season where we need to grind as many points as possible because we can't afford ourselves to lose any more points. So yeah, lads and lasses, subscribe if you haven't already, smash the like button as soon as it becomes a video, and comment in the comments your impressions of both the Mourinho topic and this academy potential future topic as well. Follow me on Instagram at _the_Simon_show, and as I said before, subscribe to my second channel all about travel. I'll be filming some videos on that, so stay tuned for that. And yeah, I'll catch you soon.